Beloved child, there is something deep within you that has still not been completed. Not because you have lacked effort, but because the true work you were sent here to do is still waiting for you to return to it. I, Michael, stand beside you in mercy and solemnity to remind you that not every form of busyness is obedience. Not every sacrifice leads you to the right place. And not every need that appears before your eyes is a responsibility heaven has placed into your hands. You have run into too many rooms, supported too many people, listened to too many urgent calls from the outside, while the thing set apart for you has remained standing quietly at the edge of your life, patiently waiting for the day you stop delaying. I have seen you pour yourself into good things, but not every good thing is your path. I have seen you show up when others needed you, carry burdens when others were tired, repair things when others were broken, and give your energy to places that only knew how to receive but never truly knew how to preserve you. You called it love, responsibility, loyalty, and many times it truly was. But, beloved child, if you keep pouring all your strength into the things surrounding your main calling, then the deepest thing entrusted to you will continue being placed aside, not because it is weak, but because you have not yet given it the attention it deserves. There is a work that bears the mark of your hands, a path that needs your footsteps, a service that can only take shape when you stop using busyness to avoid the fear within. You are not slow because you are lazy. You are slow because you have grown used to answering everything except what is truly calling you. You fear that if you return to that assignment, you will have to face its greatness, its seriousness, and the fact that you can no longer continue living small as before. But I speak to you with tenderness. What has been entrusted to you has not come to crush you, but to bring you into the noble form God has prepared for you. Therefore, this moment is not a rebuke, but an awakening. Look again at what you have delayed many times. Recognize the project, the calling, the healing, the creativity, the service, or the step that you keep promising to begin another day. That other day has drawn near to you right here in the present. You do not need to wait for a greater sign to confirm what you have known for a long time. Return to it and say, in peace, I see this. I understand what it is asking of me, and I am ready to step into it. When you can say that, not under pressure, but through pure obedience, you will recognize that the door that once stood still has begun to open before you. There is a very particular kind of weariness that appears only in those who have been called by name but have not yet fully answered what has been entrusted to them. Beloved child, I know that exhaustion is not like the feeling of one who has failed, nor is it the sadness of one who has stopped trying. It is quieter, deeper, and much harder to explain. It is the weariness of one who is still working, still fulfilling responsibilities, still moving through each task with devotion. But after closing one thing after another, there is still no fulfillment in the heart that you thought you would receive. You enter rooms that need you. Give your ability, time, and diligence. And when everything is finished, a quiet emptiness rises and asks, is this truly what I was created to do? That question does not come to condemn you, nor does it come to deny what you have done with an upright heart. I do not want you to call it ingratitude, and do not treat it as restlessness without foundation. There are people who do not understand, who will tell you to be more content, to stop thinking so much, to simply continue doing what is in front of you. But you know that something inside you refuses to rest in the old patterns. Not because you are greedy, not because you despise the blessing of the present, but because the true calling within you is reminding you that you have not yet touched the center of what you have been entrusted to carry. It does not roar to frighten you, nor does it force you to abandon everything immediately, make a grand declaration, or prove to the world that you fully understand your path. That calling is often very gentle, like a stream of light slipping through a crack in the door at dawn. It appears in the quiet spaces between two tasks, in the moment after you complete something but still feel your heart has not truly come home, in the silent nights when every outer sound has settled and you can no longer avoid the question that has followed you for too long. So do not push that question away anymore. Do not use busyness to silence it. Do not use achievement to cover it. And do not use the recognition of others to replace the confirmation God is placing deep within you. There are rooms you entered only to learn, not to remain forever. There are tasks you completed to train faithfulness, not to define your entire path. And there are seasons that seemed like delay, but were actually preparing you to become mature enough to recognize what is only work and what is truly ascending. I speak to you with tenderness but clarity. That question is a sign, not a flaw within you. It is a reminder that the noblest part of your life is asking to be heard. Become quieter, more honest, and more courageous before that guidance. When you stop running from task to task merely to avoid facing the emptiness within, you will begin to hear more clearly what has always been whispering. You were created for something deeper, purer, and more properly aligned. And when you are willing to answer, the old weariness will gradually give way to a steady peace. Because at last you are no longer only doing many things, you are drawing closer to what God has placed upon your life. There are signs in your life quietly pointing to a truth you can no longer continue avoiding, even though you once tried to explain them away with lighter reasons so you would not have to face what they were truly saying. I know there have been signals appearing many times along your journey. Not loudly, not forcefully, but returning in a very particular way, as though heaven were placing a hand upon your shoulder and reminding you that a deeper direction is waiting for you to enter. You may ignore them for a time, may tell yourself that it is only tiredness, lack of focus, or unfavorable circumstances, but signs that have been sent do not disappear simply because you refuse to name them. They retreat into a quieter place, waiting until you have enough courage to listen. You have seen yourself begin many things with excitement, yet struggle to bring them to completion with your whole heart. Not because you lack discipline, not because you are incapable of endurance, and not because you are someone who easily gives up, as old words once made you believe. I see you more clearly than you see yourself. There are things you can do, but not everything is assigned to you to complete with the full life within you. There are doors that open before your eyes, but not every door leads you to the place you were created to belong. And when you keep trying to pour the most precious part of yourself into things that do not carry the mark appointed for you, weariness appears not to punish you, but to warn you. The deepest resource within you was not given for you to scatter it everywhere that only needs your temporary presence. It has been preserved for the true work, the true calling, the assignment that, when you touch it, makes you tremble and light up at the same time. There is a kind of completion that is not merely closing a task on a list. but the feeling that your whole being has been poured into the right vessel, the right flow, the right moment. When you do what does not belong to you, you may still produce results, still receive praise, still prove that you are capable, but within you, there will not be the echo of wholeness. It is like trying to force a river to flow backward. You can use strength. You can brace yourself. You can keep trying to prove one more stretch. But the farther you go, the more you become depleted. So, beloved child, stop calling your inner resistance weakness. Perhaps it is the river reminding you of its true direction. Perhaps the tension you feel is not a sign that you have failed, but an invitation to stop spending yourself on things that are no longer anointed with peace. I am not telling you to quit impulsively. I am teaching you to discern. Look carefully at what only takes your strength without making you grow. What requires you to prove yourself constantly but does not bring you closer to the truth? What keeps you busy but moves you farther from your deepest calling? When you stop resisting the flow placed within you, you will no longer have to live by constant strain. You will walk more slowly, but more accurately, with less scattering, but more strength, more quietly, but with more light. There is a very quiet guilt that often appears in this season, when others need everything from you, while inside you know the truthful answer must be no. My child, I see that moment very clearly. You smile. You nod. You try to appear generous. But between your chest and your mouth, there is a tightening. What you truly want to say is that you no longer have the strength, that you are no longer being led to step into that matter, that you can no longer continue spreading yourself out as before. But then, because you are afraid of disappointing someone, afraid of being seen as selfish, afraid that refusal will make your love be questioned, you say, "Yes, of course, I will help." And afterward, you return with a deeper weariness, not only because of the added task, but because you have ignored the very gentle prompting within you. I want you to hear this with peace. Service is beautiful, but service does not mean allowing every outer call to determine your direction. There are invitations that carry light, and there are also invitations that only pull you away from what you were sent to complete. You were once taught that a person with purpose must always be willing, that helping is proof of goodness, that refusing a need before your eyes is a kind of failure. But, beloved child, the fuller truth is this: loyalty is not measured by how many times you say yes to everyone, but by whether you still have enough purity, steadiness, and focus to say yes to what the Most High has placed in your hands. Therefore, every yes you give must be weighed in the light. If you say yes to something that is not yours, you may be silently saying no to the true assignment waiting for you. If you spend all your strength on things that only need your temporary presence, you may have no strength left to care for what has been entrusted more deeply. Not every need is a command for you. Not every open door is a road you must enter. Not everyone who needs you has the right to use your peace, time, and resources according to their desire. I am not teaching you to become cold. I am teaching you to become discerning. I am not pulling you away from love. I am bringing you into ordered love, one that gives in the right place, at the right time, in the right measure, without being mixed with fear or guilt. My child, the most sacred thing in this season may not be accepting one more assignment. but completing what you were sent to complete. There will be people who do not understand when you begin to set boundaries. There will be voices that call your obedience distance, your focus selfishness, your maturity change. But do not let those names pull you back into the old cycle. When you say no in peace, you are not betraying love. You are protecting the holy portion entrusted to you. Let your no become gentle but firm, humble but clear. I am beside you, helping you no longer serve from fear, but from freedom. No longer give in order to be accepted, but give from a place that is led, guarded, and filled with light. Now you are feeling everything differently. Are you not? As though the places that once excited you, the meetings that once made you feel energized, no longer hold the same light as before. I know you have recognized that change, even though at first you could not name it. There are spaces you once entered with expectation, but now they leave you more tired than uplifted. There are invitations that once felt like open doors, but now carry the feeling of a distortion, as though they are interrupting something deeper that you have not yet completed. Not because those places have suddenly become evil, and not because you are higher than others. It is simply that your season is changing. And when the season changes, the things that once fit may begin to lose their ability to nourish you. Beloved child, I do not want you to quickly blame yourself for that feeling of distance. There are times when inner change makes you think you are becoming colder, less caring, or no longer able to love as before. But I tell you, this is not the depletion of love, but the reordering of attention. You are not called to remain scattered forever in every room, every need, every expectation, every conversation. There are invitations that appear good on the outside, but if you accept them in this season, they will take away the silence you need in order to hear what is being guided. There are presences that remain valuable, but you are no longer allowed to place your entire energy there as before, because a new center is being formed within you. Even the relationships you cherish may begin touching you in a different way, not so that you will turn your back, not so that your heart will harden, but so that you will learn to discern what is love in freedom and what is attachment that causes you to forget your path. Some people still belong in your life, but they are no longer allowed to occupy the old position. Some conversations still need your gentleness, but they are no longer allowed to determine the rhythm of your life. Some duties still need to be done with kindness, but they are no longer allowed to swallow the quiet calling that is growing within you. What is happening is a holy narrowing, a gentle gathering of strength, attention, and time. So you will no longer live scattered in places that only need a part of you, while what you were created to belong to waits for your whole presence. I am not leading you into isolation. I am leading you into focus. I am not teaching you to abandon others. I am teaching you to guard what has been entrusted to you. When your life begins quietly turning in one direction, when small signs keep repeating, when peace only appears in certain choices, recognize that this is not coincidence. It is direction becoming clearer. So slow your steps, but do not step backward. Love, but do not let love become scattering. Listen, but do not let every outer call drown out the deep thing being lit within. Your whole life is being rearranged, not with loud noise, but through quiet shifts, so that at last you can see the path that has always been waiting for you to recognize it. And when that direction becomes unmistakable, I want you to answer courageously with a pure heart, steady feet, and a focus worthy of what you are called to enter. This is not excessive imagination, my beloved child, but the inner rhythm of someone God has placed within a distinct design. You do not feel deeply because you are weak. You do not examine carefully because you are lost. And you do not notice what others miss because you are trying to make yourself different. There is a sensitivity placed within you, an ability to recognize movement behind words, atmosphere behind a room, and meaning behind things that seem ordinary. But I want you to understand this with humility. Being chosen is not a cloak for you to place upon yourself, nor a title for you to stand above others. It is a responsibility born through preparation, through seasons of being shaped, tested, softened, refined, and then built again into a cleaner, steadier form, strong enough to carry what God wants to entrust in this season. Therefore, do not treat what you have passed through as meaningless. The seasons of being misunderstood taught you silence at the right time. The times you were overlooked taught you not to place your value in recognition. The days that seemed to break you removed old pride from you, so that what remained would not be a person trying to prove themselves, but a person who knows how to listen to guidance. I saw you on those roads. I know there were times when you wondered why you had to endure so much friction, why everything within you often felt deeper, heavier, clearer. But, my child, there are vessels that can only carry precious oil after they have been cleansed of old residue. God did not break you to abandon you. He adjusted you so that what He placed within you could flow out in the right way, at the right rhythm, in the right light. However, I need you to recognize something that many who carry a sacred mark often miss. Being chosen does not mean you are already operating fully in everything you were chosen to do. A seed may truly be sown, but it still needs good soil, pure water, the right time, and steady care in order to rise. Many people live their entire lives using only a very small portion of their true capacity, not because God is withholding blessing, but because layers of fog have stood between them and the undistorted signal of who they are. That fog may be fear, shame, old words spoken by others, the habit of self-doubt, or defensive reactions formed from seasons of pain. Picture a road covered in fog. The road is still there. The destination is still real. The promise has not disappeared, but limited visibility causes you to walk more slowly, more cautiously, and sometimes to doubt the very direction you are taking. I do not come to blame you for walking slowly in the fog, but to remind you that the fog is not your nature. When you allow God to heal what is covering you within, clarity will return. When you stop living from old wounds, the true signal within you will become stronger. And when you walk in peace, you will no longer operate like someone limited by mist, but like one who has been led into light to live according to what has been placed inside them. Most chosen people have walked for too long in a layer of sacred fog, to the point where they begin to think lack of clarity is the normal state of the journey. Beloved child, I see this in you and in many who carry a hidden calling. They still move forward, still try, still ask for light, but become used to seeing only a short stretch ahead. They no longer expect to see clearly, no longer believe that guidance can come in a concrete, gentle, and certain way. When people live too long among unclear things, they easily learn to adapt to the fog. Then call that weariness maturity, that confusion normal, and that silence destiny. But I tell you, you were not created to grope forever in the absence of light. These 3 days do not come to force you to brace yourself more, nor to pressure you to become a harsher version of yourself. They come as an invitation to receive. The Most High is not placing a complicated burden before you, not giving you another maze in which to prove your worth. He is touching the fog with clear guidance, so that you know what you need now is not to strain harder, but to open your heart to what has been prepared for a very long time. There are gifts that were not created in the moment of your crisis. They were sown into you before you knew how to name yourself. There are directions that did not appear because you desperately searched for them. They belonged to you before the world recognized your presence. You were set apart before you could understand what it meant to be set apart. Before the world called your name. Before anyone placed expectations upon you. Before wounds, judgments, and doubts tried to make you small. Sacred intention had already seen you. This is not a beautiful sentence meant to comfort you while you are weak. It is the truth of your origin. You are not an accidental appearance in the chaos of life. You carry within you a purpose that requires awareness, purity, courage, and a level of operation higher than what the world once wanted you to believe was possible. Therefore, I remind you not to let the years covered in fog cause you to abandon your right to see clearly. Do not let the voices that once made you doubt yourself become the map of your future. There are things in you that life made quiet, but never erased. There are sacred abilities buried under pressure, responsibility, pain, and delay. But now they are being awakened with tenderness. Receive the guidance that is coming, not with panic, but with quiet trust. I, Michael, stand beside you as a merciful guardian, reminding you that the fog is not your home. Clear light is the place you are called to enter. The world did that to you not through loud battles, but through layers of limiting language placed upon you day by day, very lightly yet very persistently. Beloved child, I see how you grew up among words that seemed ordinary but had the power to shrink your vision. People do not have to bind your hands to make you stop reaching for something higher. Sometimes they only need to repeat again and again that you dream too far, feel too much, think too deeply, carry too much. And gradually you begin to wonder whether the light within you is something that should be hidden. I do not come to condemn those who spoke that way, but to remove from you the weight of those words. There was an original voice that once made you feel like you were too much, too sensitive, too intense, too devoted, too quick to notice what others missed. Then, that same world changed its tone and told you that you were not enough, not skilled enough, not mature enough, not strong enough, not worthy enough to step into what was placed before you. You were pulled between two opposing accusations, one telling you to become smaller, the other telling you that you were not large enough to be trusted. But hear me clearly, that contradiction is not the truth about you. It is the noise of a system that does not know what to do with people created to carry what exceeds the familiar pattern. Many places in the world only know how to reward conformity. They easily applaud the one who stays in line, says what is expected, does not shake the room, does not ask deeper questions, and does not carry a flame too different from the rest. So when you enter with an ability that does not fit the old frame, they may call it a burden, a problem, or something difficult to understand. But I tell you, the extraordinary within you is not wrong, simply because it requires others to adjust the way they see. The gift placed in you does not become heavy because it is bad, but because you have carried it for too long in environments that were not built to uphold it. Even those who love you may not fully see what the Father has placed within you. They may want you to be safe, but confuse safety with smallness. They may want you to be stable, but fear the steps that require faith, courage, and difference. Do not let the limits of their vision become limits in your steps. They may truly love you and still not understand the full height of your calling. So be gentle with them, but do not give them the authority to define your flame. I, Michael, remind you with mercy and protection. You were not created to live in the garment of other people's old words that has become too tight for you. Let those old sentences fall away. Let shame dissolve. Let your true self stand upright in the light. What the Father placed within you is not a mistake, not a burden, and not something that needs the world's permission to exist. It is a holy portion waiting for you to carry it with humility, peace, and courage. The wilderness is not punishment for you, but sacred ground where you are prepared for what you could not carry while you were still too hurried. I know there were seasons when you walked for a very long time and still felt as though you had gone nowhere. You offered your strength, time, loyalty, tears, and patience. Yet inside there remained a feeling of incompletion, as though some core part of your life was still waiting to open. There were times when you looked around and wondered why others seemed to have gone far ahead while you were still in a quiet place. A place without much applause, without many clear signs, without a confirmation loud enough to make you feel at ease. But, beloved child, I tell you, that delay was not abandonment. Long seasons of waiting do not come to lower you, nor to prove that you are unworthy. There are promises that cannot be placed into the hands of someone who is still easily carried away by praise, criticism, hostility, or the fear of being left behind. Therefore, the Most High uses empty places to deepen your roots before raising your branches. He allows you to learn how to stand firm when no one sees, how to love when you are not fully loved in return, how to keep walking when the road before you has not yet fully appeared. That is not rejection, it is heaven's hidden training. There are responsibilities that, if they came too early, would make you more exhausted than fruitful. There are doors that, if they opened before you had been strengthened, would cause you to enter through anxiety instead of peace. Therefore, the wilderness becomes the classroom of maturity. It teaches you to distinguish between the true call and attractive noise. It teaches you to keep purity when no one praises you, to guard your words when pain wants to speak, to protect the fire within from winds that have not been permitted to touch it. In that place, you thought you were being slowed down, but in truth, you were being made steady. I saw you tired from waiting. I saw you question whether something within you had caused the promise to be delayed. But do not let that thought become a chain. It was not a flaw in you that took away the portion appointed for you. This very process is making you deep enough, soft enough, bright enough, and enduring enough not to drop what is about to be entrusted. You have not been overlooked. You are being prepared. Your name has not been forgotten. You are being called into a new depth. And when the wilderness has completed its work, you will not come out merely as one who survived loneliness, but as one trained to carry what is precious with humility, awareness, and steadiness.